Hey Chiefs fans, what's going on? Harrison Graham here from Chat Sports with the latest Chiefs rumors and news on today's show. Guys, it's going to be Jalen Ramsey heavy, so let's talk about the disgruntled Jaguars cornerback. Look, here's the deal. The report is that the Jaguars are asking for 2 first-round picks for cornerback Jalen Ramsey, and for good reason. Top 5 pick a couple of years ago, probably the best cornerback in football. I understand where they are coming from. The report also is that at least 2 teams have made offers that we know of. Probably a lot more, but for sure 2 teams have made offer, and there's a rumor that the Chiefs have already offered a first-round pick for Ramsey. Obviously, with their pick being at the end of the first round, Jaguars are going to want a lot more. From the Chiefs' perspective, if you want to get him, you're going to have to trade for him, but then you also have to be prepared to pay him more than $15 million per year, probably over 5 years, only making about $3.5 million this season. His 5th-year option, he'll be at $13.7 million. He's probably going to want an extension before that kicks in, but that's kind of the financial side of things of what it's going to take once you bring in Jalen Ramsey. So here's Diana Rossini's report from ESPN. She says there are teams interested in trading with the Jaguars for Jalen Ramsey. This is what she's been told, that they've been offered a first in 2020 and a 5th in 2021 from an NFC team, and a first in 2020 and a player from an AFC team. So could the Chiefs be that AFC team that's made that offer? I'm not sure. Here in a couple of minutes, I will throw out a couple proposals I came up with that the Chiefs could throw at Jalen Ramsey. But first, let's look at the highest paid cornerbacks in the National Football League. I mentioned it's going to cost Chiefs or anybody else over $15 million per year. Xavier Howard just got that from Miami, and he is much better than him. Josh Norman is making $15 million per year. He's seen better days. Tremaine Johnson, Xavier Rhodes, Patrick Peterson, they're all over $14 million. Jalen Ramsey is set to be the highest paid cornerback in the NFL. Look, he wants out of Jacksonville. The Chiefs have the cap space. If they want to bring him in and extend him long term, they can do it. Now, keep in mind, they got to give Chris Jones a contract at some point. He's probably going to be in the $18 to $20 million per year range. Patrick Mahomes is coming down the pipeline in a couple of years, but they have the money right now to make it all work. And let's be honest, I've preached this for weeks, months now. Cornerback is the Chiefs' only positional weakness. You bring in Jalen Ramsey, you are going to shore up that cornerback spot. Tyreek Hill wants him on board. He tweeted at him yesterday. He said, Jalen Ramsey, let's go. By the way, Ramsey's the one who injured Tyreek in week 1 and is the reason Tyreek Hill is out 4 to 6 weeks. But he wants him on board. Obviously, I'm sure many other Chiefs players want him on board as well. And this is what the secondary group looks like right now. I like the safeties. I like Tyrann Mathieu. I like the rookie Juan Thornhill out of Virginia. He's been pretty good. Mo Claiborne suspended right now. They're hoping he gets in the fold after week 4. But Bashaud Breeland, Charvarius Ward, Kendall Fuller hasn't been great. They were better in week 2. Breeland, to me, is a really good number 2 corner, but he's not a top corner. You put Jalen Ramsey in this secondary, it's going to look a whole lot better. All right, guys, have this question for you guys. Should the Chiefs trade for Jalen Ramsey? Type Y for yes, type in for no. Also, let me know on Twitter at Harrison1033. My answer is yes. I do think they need to make a move for an elite cornerback. He's available. Get this done. I've got some trade proposals coming your way in just a second, but type Y for yes, type in for no in the comments section. Okay, guys, today's show is brought to you by BetDSI, the internet's #1 sportsbook. Here's what you need to do. Sign up, chatsports.com/bet. Get that 120% deposit bonus. You want to bet on the Chiefs to beat the Ravens this week? I already put some money down. Use that promo code NFL120. Chatsports.com/bet. You can also bet on Patrick Mahomes to win the MVP. I think he's the early front runner. Use that promo code NFL120. Get the bag. Get some money today. I've already made a lot of money this season with BetDSI. You can make a lot of money as well. Okay, I've got 3 trade proposals for you guys for Jalen Ramsey coming to Kansas City. Here's my first one. Chiefs get Jalen Ramsey. Jaguars get first-round pick, second-round pick in this upcoming draft. Pretty simple, nothing too crazy here. Jags want 2 first-rounders. I'm saying offer a first, offer a second. This would be the first offer I would make if I was Kansas City. Now, Jacksonville will probably shoot that down. So here's my second proposal. Jalen Ramsey to the Chiefs. Jags get a first-round pick, a fourth-round pick, and Charvarius Ward, a young cornerback who has showed decent potential early on in his career. Jacksonville gets a cornerback. They get 2 draft picks, including a first. I think this could be a possibility as well. But if you really want to go get them, it's simple, guys. This is what you do. You give them your next 2 first-round picks. And you're saying, guys, we can't give up 2 first-round picks for Jalen Ramsey. Yes, you can, because you're hoping to have the 32nd pick. At worst, you're going to be 28-29 with how far this team is projected to go in the playoffs. Give them your next 2 first-round picks. Go get Jalen Ramsey. Make a move to get the elite cornerback today. It'll shore up that back end. Okay, guys, you want to be on the show? Here's what has to happen. Send me your Jalen Ramsey trade proposals. If we get 100 of you guys to comment your proposal to me in the chat, in the comment section. I'm always checking after we post these videos, interacting with you guys. Comment below your Jalen Ramsey to the Chiefs trade proposal. If we get 100 of them, I will shout out 20 of you guys on our next Chiefs show. So let me know. Comment below. Got to get 100 of these for me to shout out some of you guys on the show. Give me your Jalen Ramsey trade proposals. If you think mine suck, let me know in the comment section. Okay, let's get to some other news for the Kansas City Chiefs. LeSean McCoy's MRI came back negative. Good news there. Report from Tom Pelissero, no significant damage to his ankle. Left that game against Oakland late in that one. Could be ready to play against the Ravens as soon as this week, so that is certainly good news. I think if he is ready, he won't have a super heavy load, but I think he could get some touches on Saturday. Damian Williams was also banged up. I said Saturday, obviously they play on Sunday, but their top 2 backs a little banged up. Williams has a knee bruise. I expect both of them to play. Darwin Thompson, maybe look for the rookie to get more touches than he's been getting so far. But the bigger storyline here is, guys, this running game was bad against Oakland. It's got to be better against the Ravens. We'll preview that Week 3 matchup later in the show, but look at the production here. 11 carries, 23 yards for Shady McCoy. Damian Williams, 9 carries for 8 yards, and he had a 5-yard run, so he had 8 carries for 3 yards on his other 8 carries. Not good. Darwin Thompson had the 1 carry for 1 yard. As a team, they averaged 1.4 yards per carry. That's brutal. I know this team is going to throw the ball 70-75% of the time at times, but you got to have some balance, especially against a physical team like Baltimore. It's got to be better this week. I'm a little bit concerned. Want to hear from you guys. How concerned are you with the Chiefs' running game? I'll put it at a 5 right now because in Week 1 they were pretty good. You got to factor in that Williams and Shady got banged up last week, but I'm fairly concerned. It would be higher, more like a 7 or 8, but when you have Patrick Mahomes in this passing attack, I'm not overly concerned, so I'll put it at a 5, but let me know in the comment section how concerned are you with this Chiefs running game. Another item here, Eric Fisher could be missing some time. Look, the Friday before last week's game against Oakland, he pulled his groin in practice. They made him active, game time decision, only played a couple of plays before they had to pull him out for Cam Irving. Hardly played, and now they just claimed Greg Sanat, kind of a swing tackle type for the Ravens, a project type of player. They're carrying 11 offensive linemen now. You know what that tells me? Eric Fisher's probably not playing this week. You look at the depth chart, obviously Fisher's injured with that groin. Maybe they try to trot him out there, but if last week was any indication, learning anything from that, you may want to hold him out a couple of weeks, make sure he gets that leg right. You bring in Sanat. Obviously, Cam Irving's going to plug in at left tackle. He was okay last week. Obviously, it's a big drop-off from Eric Fisher, but I do not expect him to play this week. Hopefully, he doesn't miss more than a game or 2. Okay, I want to look to this matchup ahead against the Baltimore Ravens, and the matchup everybody's been talking about is Patrick Mahomes against Lamar Jackson. These are the passing stats through 2 games this year, both over 71% completion. Mahomes obviously clear lead in the yards category, 821 to 596, but both have 7 touchdowns and no interceptions. QBRs are both over 90. Mahomes is second in the league. Lamar is third in the league in that category, both behind Dak Prescott. And so my key number 1 for the Kansas City Chiefs, contain Lamar Jackson. He's improved throwing the football, which means you can't let him get loose in the running game. He ran the ball very effectively against the Cardinals last week. 16 carries, 120 yards, 7.5 yards per clip. Didn't get a touchdown there, but nonetheless, We know how dynamic he is as a runner. He's improved as a passer. You can't let him rush for 100 yards and then set up the pass game as well. You got to contain him, keep him in the pocket, make him beat you with his arm, which he might be able to, but that is the route I would go there. Do not let him beat you with his legs. Number 2, got to establish a run game. Look, the first 2 weeks, you got away with throwing the ball 75% of the time. Threw for 445 yards last week against Oakland, so wasn't a big deal. But as good as Mahomes in the passing game is, against physical defenses like Baltimore, you have to be able to run the football. You want to keep your defense on the sideline. Time possession key in games like this. Again, I'm going to show this graphic to you one more time. The run game was dismal against Oakland last week. You can't average 1.5 yards per carry as a team. I'm not saying you got to rush for $150 against Baltimore, but can you rush for 80 yards? You know, can you average 3.5 yards per carry? You got to keep that defense honest at least. Get some kind of run game going, especially early. Set up some play action, vertical passing game. Okay, my third key here for the Chiefs, win on third down. Chiefs are one of the better third down offenses in the NFL. Defense hasn't been so early on in the year. I think they're 23rd in the NFL. We'll put it up for you guys right now comparing these two teams. 13 of 24 offensively on third down conversions, very good. That's tied for 5th in the NFL. Defensively, though, they're giving up 11 of 24, almost 50%. That's 23rd in the National Football League. Baltimore, very good on offense, but they're also very good on defense, too. They've only given up 5 conversions on 21 tries. Yeah, they played Miami week 1, and Miami only went 2 for 11. I get that. But they still held the Cardinals to 3 for 10. Kyler Murray and that offense has been okay, so they are doing really well on third down. Winning third down is going to be a key in this football game. You may not have the exact success as Baltimore, especially defensively, but you got to convert on offense, and let's say 40%. Get off the field 60% of the time on defense, only give up 40% third down conversions. You'll be in pretty good shape there. Add all that up, I've got a Chiefs win 31-24. Look, that crowd is going to be jacked up. Home opener, Kansas City started their first 2 games on the road this season. I got Chiefs 31-24. I think Mahomes makes enough plays, especially late. I think this defense will pick off Lamar Jackson once during the game, force a key turnover. Give me Kansas City 31-24 over Baltimore. And guys, we've done it the past couple weeks. No one's guessed the score right yet. We're going to offer this opportunity one more time for you guys. If you guess the exact score of this game, you got to give us the team who's going to win and guess the exact score. Plus, you got to be a subscriber. We check this stuff, guys. You're not going to slip by us. If you subscribe, guess the exact score, and give us a team who you think is going to win, we're going to Venmo you $25, but only the first person who does so. Someone almost guessed it right last week. They guessed 28-13. It was 28-10. Very close. Do all of that, and we will Venmo you guys $25. Give us your score predictions in the comment section. We'll see you next time.